Welcome to another episode of Real Estate Straight No Chaser with Al and Tara. This week is going to be pre-recorded, and we're going to be answering questions live on Facebook Sunday from 3 to 3:30 p.m. And this week we're also doing something new. We're going to be talking to sellers this week. We're going to talk about quick money and where it comes from, and we're going to start this off with wholesaling. Fonzo, give me your opinion on what a wholesaler is.
Wholesaler. Let me ask everybody a question. Have you ever got a phone call and somebody trying to buy your house and they're telling you that I'm gonna give you cash for your house and we can close in 10 days? Well, that's a wholesaler. And an example, and actually a definition, in my opinion, of a wholesaler is somebody that actually buys your property, never holds title to your property. Your property is assigned to them, and they turn around and sell your property to somebody else.
Okay.
They're wholesale properties.
Okay. All right. So, and wholesalers are also companies.
They are.
They're companies like I don't know if you ever see those signs. We buy houses cash. Those are wholesalers. And then we got some big companies like Zillow, OfferPad. You see the advertisement all the day, instant offers. That's quick money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so I'm thinking anybody that just answers some questions about your house, never seen your house, and offers you money for your house, to me is a wholesaler. And just from shopping at Sam's and Costco,
Right.
you know, you buy in wholesale amounts. You buy it cheaper.
And you buy in bulk.
Yeah, and you buy in bulk. And you're buying it cheaper. So that's truly the concept of wholesaling.
Right.
Is to buy it cheap.
And cheap is not always good.
True.
Because you can actually sell your property for a market value. Just like you were talking about Zillow and OfferPad and so on. You know, those companies, they come in and they buy properties and they're not going to give you what the market value is because they do it for a profit.
They're wholesaling.
Right. They're going to buy your property and they're going to turn around and put your house right back on the market. So, a lot of times you think that, okay, well, they're going to buy my house quick, so I go ahead and take this sale. But that's not always the best way because, I mean, it's still a seller's market. So your property still is going to sell. You don't have to settle for less.
Okay, so based on your experience and our experience with wholesaling, what is the process? So let's just say we got a letter, or I got a letter about somebody wanting to buy my house. What is the process when it comes to dealing with a wholesaler?
The process, usually a wholesaler is going to assign. Now you got different type of wholesalers. Every time I turn around, I meet somebody that tell me they're a wholesaler.
Okay.
I mean, man, it's ridiculous. Every time I meet somebody, I see they tell me they're a wholesaler. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. The process of wholesaling is they will actually get an assignment contract with you. And see, the thing about it, they're gonna sign their property over to you. They're never gonna give you any money aside from earnest money. They're gonna sign their property over to you, and then they're gonna turn around and sell your property to somebody else.
Okay, so assignment is, so what they'll do is they'll present you the paperwork to buy your home, and you're giving them a, what do they call that? An option. It's an option contract.
Right.
So you're giving them the option to purchase your home at a certain amount of time for a certain price. And what they do during that time is they go out and they contact their people that they know that are trying to buy houses. So let's say you've assigned your property to a wholesaler, $400,000. During that maybe 30-day window when they're trying to purchase your home, they're going to contact everybody they know and say they have a price, or they have a house for that's $150,000. But the value of it retail, they're going to tell them it's $200,000. So the person that they're contacting is thinking that, you know, I'm gonna pay $150,000 for a property that I can resell for $200,000.
Right.
Okay. So during that time, they try to find somebody that's going to take the contract. And once they find somebody that wants the contract, then they'll purchase the house and more than likely resell it the same day. Okay, so they've made a $50,000 profit off of a $100,000 house and sold it to somebody else that's thinking they're going to get another $50,000 once they make the repairs and do what they need to do. And most of the time when they're doing it that fast, they're not even making repairs.
No, they're not. And then the problem is, as a realtor, as a licensed realtor, I mean, they're not representing the seller at all. They're not actually giving the seller any type of good advice. A licensed realtor is going to be for that person's best interest.
Right, because, you know, think about it. Why should they give them advice? Their deal is to make as much money as possible,
Right.
not to educate them about the process or detriment of their decisions.
Right.
That's not their job.
And that's our job as real estate straight, no chasing. That's what we do. We give it to you straight, no chasing.
Okay. So, why would a person do it? You know, when is it the best time, you think, to try a wholesaler?
The thing about if you're in a situation and you have to sell, let's just say your property is getting ready to go into foreclosure,
Right.
and it's going into foreclosure at the first Tuesday of next month. You don't have a whole lot of time. That's, in my opinion, that's a situation where you almost have to deal with a wholesaler because you're gonna lose that property if you don't. I mean, the bank is gonna foreclose on the property, and you're not gonna get anything. At least with a wholesaler, you can get something out the property.
Right. And then if your back is to the wall like that, you know, you only got like a couple of days or a month. If you have a month or less, then that would probably be your best option. But you would also want to get a second opinion from a licensed realtor. Because as realtors, we have access to the MLS systems. We can market your property to more people. And depending on how it's priced and how many people we can get through the door, because wholesalers also work with realtors to help find properties.
And also depending on what type of connections you have as a realtor, because we deal with hedge fund groups. A hedge fund group usually will buy a property and they will pay cash for a property within a certain period of time. So instead of just selling yourself short, a lot of times trying to just go with a wholesaler, and I'm not talking against wholesaling because there's nothing wrong with it, but just educate yourself on before you actually make a move on doing something like that.
Exactly. Yeah, education is the key pretty much with anything.
Right.
With
Exactly.
anything. Okay. So do it possible, or consider going through a wholesaler if your back is to the wall and you gotta sell quick or you're gonna lose the house. If you're not in that situation, then gather your information and then make a decision. Make an informed decision instead of a rush decision if you have options.
Right. Then if you have questions on it, I mean, you can actually go to questions at real estate straight no chaser.com and just ask those questions. I mean, we'll gladly answer the questions for you.
Or you can just click on the link. It's
Right.
right here. You gotta do nothing else. Just click.
Right.
Yeah, direct messages. We're here. We're here. Wholesalers. So it's definitely an interesting process. Let's roll back to the $100,000 assignment. Had that same person hired a realtor and paid real estate commission, instead of being out of $50,000, what they assigned to somebody else for, they would have only been out of 6%.
Right.
For real estate
Of sales price.
Yeah, so,
And to say if it was 100, they sold it for 150. So they would have only been out of $9,000 as opposed
the
to
50.
50.
That's a whole lot of money.
That's a whole lot of money.
Yeah, that's a whole lot of money. So yeah, so quick money ain't always the best money. You know, while you're trying to save money, your lack of education about what you're doing is actually costing you money.
Right, exactly.
You know, they say you pay for not having an education in more ways than one.
Right, and there's so many other things out here that you can do that people don't know. I mean, some of the questions that I get on a daily basis, I mean, it just made me wonder. I mean, I can't say it made me wonder. It's just I've been doing this a long time. Tara's been doing this a long time. So some of the things that seem simple to me is not simple to the average person.
True.
But I mean, ask those questions. If you have questions, ask questions.
Right.
That's what we're here for.
Exactly. You know, our job is to make sure that you, as a home seller, make the most amount of money you can as quickly as we can, and expose your property to the market to increase that likelihood of you making the profit that you want to make off the property.
You talk so elegant with me.
Oh, thank you, Al. Thank you. I'll have to rewind that and play that video again. Yes. Like I said, it's just a real estate straight no chaser. We're just gonna shoot it to you straight. Another thing too, Al, we didn't really touch on is dealing with a company more so than dealing with an individual when it comes to wholesaling. My take on it is dealing with a company. You know, they're not trying to make as much off one sale.
Right.
Because they're getting, as a company, they have multiple properties going on as opposed to an individual. You know, they might be trying to retire or doggone near retire off of one transaction.
Right.
So they're going to really try to get as much as they can because they're not doing it in volume. They're doing it individually. And they don't have that much money to spend, so they try to get as much as they can while they can.
Right. And then what they do is they take other people's money. I mean, it sounds good. It sounds really good. They'll tell you, okay, we're going to give you $100,000 for your property.
Mm-hmm.
And it sounds really good, but it's not their money. It's not their money. They actually it's what you call capping. They'll take your property and they'll put a cap on top of it, and then turn around and sell your property. Somebody else never owning the property. That's the horrible thing about it. Because they just took your property and just made a monument of money off your property that you could have made.
Yeah. Like I said, you do pay for not educating yourself about the process.
Right.
You know, I just.
And I'm not trying to talk against wholesalers because I know a lot of wholesalers, and I know some wholesalers probably gonna call me after this video.
Uh-oh.
But
that was Al. Get the number straight. I'm just teasing. I got your back, Al. They ain't gonna do that to you.
But it's just reality. That's all.
Yeah.
After a while, you just get tired of seeing people taking advantage of it.
Yeah,
You want to offer your help if you can.
Yeah.
And that's what we're here to do.
Yeah, you don't even have to you don't have to be selling your property to call us. You could just be thinking about selling, or find out tips to sell.
Right.
A lot of times it's a matter of straightening up your house, cleaning the windows, and putting a new carpet down. It can be financed in at closing, so you don't have to give this money up front. You can have options. So we just want you to find out your options.
And I'm looking at my phone ringing right now, and that's a wholesaler that's calling me.
Oh, we must have talked him up. This is pre-recorded. You must have sensed us talking about him. Well, I tell you what, Al, this has been very, very informative.
Yes.
And I hope our home sellers are have you put any questions in your mind? If you have something that comes up later, like I said, reach out to us.
And call us.
And call us or send us a message, and we'll be happy to help you. Thank you for watching another great episode of Real Estate Straight No Chaser with Al and Tara. And we look forward to helping you out any way we can.
Thank you and have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.